points of view. And I want to thank the folks at the fairgrounds for inviting us as well. If you missed any of our conversation, you can listen to the entire thing on our website, opb.org/thinkoutloud. You can subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Our rebroadcast is every night at 8 p.m. Thanks very much for tuning in.
I would like to say, hey guys, hang on just a sec, please.
If people have to go, we can let them go. I mean, we're not going to hold them hostage.
Their feet don't make noise, but their mouths do.
Okay.
I would like to say that I think a lot of the problem in this community was communication and the lack of communication and the censorship of communication. If you have a huge issue in your community, you need to talk about it. You need to be able to discuss what's going on, and you need to be able to get people's opinions on both sides of the fence. And when you're censored and you can't even have a public meeting, you can't do that. And when you have your own courthouse fenced in with concrete barriers and you have armed people that won't even allow you, I couldn't even go see the sheriff. I tried to see him several times, couldn't see him. With vehicles wandering around town that you have no idea who they were, blacked out windows, scaring people in the community. That stuff was coming from the federal government. And that kind of fear, I think, is probably what affected that business right there. I think that's what it was. People were very, very afraid. People were afraid. People weren't allowed to speak. I think it's very important, if you're going to have anything in your community to be productive, you have to let everybody be involved. I never agreed with the Bundy occupation, but I understood exactly what they were talking about. I'd like to say that whenever I went out there to try to get Ammon to leave, I didn't see any mess. I saw him cleaning things up. And I think it's very important that we all communicate. We're talking about education. As long as you're green, you grow. Once you're ripe, you rot. You should always, always, always try to keep learning. The Constitution is an extremely important document that needs to be followed, and it needs to be understood. And we have to be able to pay attention to what's going on. It's our fault that our country is in this situation that it is, because we've allowed it to happen. We need to be more involved. That's why there's more people in these meetings, is people want to know what the heck's going on so they can have a say-so in what's going on. Because things have been going on that nobody had any idea about. And when you talk about our federal lands, BLM's sign says managing your public lands. They're public lands, okay? And when you have public lands, I'm part of the public, and when you have roads being closed to where you can't access these places anymore, what happens to the infirm, the people, the handicapped people that used to hunt in the same places forever and ever and ever, and now they can't because the roads are closed? There are a tremendous amount of problems that need to be addressed, but unless there's communication, that can't be done. Unless people can talk and communicate, it can't ever happen.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you can just yell it out.
Okay, not to beat a dead horse or anything, but about this appreciation dinner thing, some lady over there really snatched me up to the side, said she set up the appreciation dinner 2 weeks before LaVoy Finnegan's death. If the occupiers were so bad and they scared our community so much, law enforcement and federal agents were going to have a party with the refuge still occupied, but our town was so afraid of the occupiers, but we're going to have all our feds and all our law enforcement agents at a party 2 weeks before LaVoy Finnegan was shot. I just don't agree with that. Like everyone, all the newspapers agreed the town was so scared of the people at the occupiers, but yet they were going to have a party 2 weeks before LaVoy Finnegan was shot. I just want to understand that. Maybe I can't see the sports side of it or something, but it just doesn't make any sense to throw a party while the refuge is still occupied. You have a job to do. If those people are that bad and that armed, you have a job to do as law enforcement to go stop them, not throw a party 2 weeks before you shoot a man.
Dave Ward didn't throw the party.
That's what I'm saying. He still was willing
He
to
was
go.
asked to the party.
town is so scared of the occupiers, they still
We're
go
out
to
there
a
with
party
the law enforcement, what are we gonna be scared of?
at the party.
At the party?
Yeah, but they were just
The law
gonna leave the
enforcement, what are we
occupiers.
scared
They
of?
were gonna leave the occupiers at the restaurant to have a party.
Did they ever go down to the refuge?
Hey folks, we're gonna end this. I could, if you could do us a huge favor, if you don't mind, if you could take your chair and help us stack them, to put them back. There are a bunch of the